What's up, guys?
What's up?
Welcome to the Bell Call podcast. This is episode 6, and I am Michael. Of course, I am joined by my good co-host here, Noah Kaser. What's going on, Noah?
What's up, everybody? We're heading down the road to WrestleMania. We only got a few short weeks left, and we're gonna be having some good matches. I think, man, some good old matches.
Yeah, I gotta say that WrestleMania season with the build hasn't been that good, in my opinion. I feel like the build last year was a whole lot better, and it got us excited.
Once we get to like the staple shows, then that's when they really build. So like a 30, a 35, and a 40, right in between, they build it. But Hunter had something to prove last year. This year, he's just we know his booking style. We know what he does now. Last year, this was his first big thing. So yeah,
and I feel like the stories, they gotta be done a little bit better because we are 3 weeks away from WrestleMania. So they got to get the ball going on some of these stories.
I don't know how many more you could do, but we'll get into those once we get into our first topic, which is the Raw and SmackDown recap.
SmackDown recap. This is what we do. Every single time we open up a show. Pretty much SmackDown was in Italy last Friday. It was taped. Some of you probably saw it on Netflix if you have a VPN where it went live. Yep. SmackDown was an awful show. If you missed the show, you did not miss anything. We had the show open.
Didn't watch anything. I watched a little bit of it. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but there was nothing on this show aside from the open where it was Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. And supposedly we're going to be getting Owens versus Orton at WrestleMania. This is building towards, a match at WrestleMania between them, which I don't mind. I thought it was a very good promo that they did. And let's just hope that they keep the ball rolling and make this interesting.
What this is going to really lead to is the return of the punt kick. That's basically about it. We are going to get the culmination of this feud, and then after that, we'll see what happens with Orton. With Orton, you can pretty much do anything that you want with him now because he's Orton, and he's going to mostly deliver, but yeah, pretty good promo. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this is about all I saw of this show. Now, one thing about these overseas crowds is they pipe in the noise. I mean, my God, they blow out the speakers, they overpower all of the entrances, they go at it.
Yeah,
and that's what I love about these. But with tape shows, I just don't care.
But after the entrances, you could tell like the crowd noise, I guess, is live though. Because we got people when John Cena came out, they were doing the whole John Cena sucks, and then Cody Rhodes was like, oh, Cody Rhodes. You could tell that was real. And I gotta admit, the overseas crowd, they're more loud and entertained than people here in the U.S.
Well, I mean, when they go to, say, a St. Louis 3 or 4 times a year, or hell, they go. All the companies go to Chicago and Vegas and New York multiple times a year, whereas over there, they're lucky if they get 2 shows a year. So I mean, they're a bit louder, and they don't really have much of a big option over there. But
Love Girl 788, we're going to talk about that. But anything else on SmackDown? We had Damian Priest, Jimmy Uso versus Drew McIntyre and Shinsuke Nakamura. Priest and Jimmy Uso ended up winning. Was pretty much basically a meh match. We had Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu, with Braun Strowman pick up the win by disqualification. Zelina Vega versus Piper Niven, awful. Piper Niven end up winning. Jade Cargill versus Liv Morgan, the win end up going to Liv Morgan because Naomi was out there, and Naomi ended up beating up Jade Cargill every match. So looks like we're going to be getting, some sort of, match at WrestleMania between Naomi and Jade Cargill. We also had the Street Profits. They ended up taking on Los Garza. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
yeah. Well, Los Guerreros, they were a good tag team. Eddie and Chavo together back in the day, former WWE Tag Team Champions.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the Street Profits end up winning, and they will get a title match this Friday. They're going to be facing Pretty Deadly for the tag team titles, and LA Knight will be defending the United States Championship against Braun Strowman on Friday. So this is all going to culminate from London. Overall, SmackDown, like I said, if you did not see the show, you missed absolutely nothing.
No, nothing at all. Nothing.
Raw?
You got some good crowds and a good opening segment, but with the taped shows, we know they don't really try, and they don't smash. They don't smash into everything until we get to like 1 or 2 weeks before, and I don't think that SmackDown's going to be very good until we get to probably a couple. Well, if I had to guess, probably the 4th. Nope. Yeah, the 4th, because they'll be back home. They'll be back over here. That's when they'll just press on the gas and they'll just keep going.
Yeah, I agree.
And Raw was actually pretty good. I thought that Raw was better than it had any right being. With the opening segment, we had the typical thing that we're going to get every week now with John and Cody. John came out and he did the same, you people, and it was a damn good promo. And Cody came out and did his babyface work. Good promos. Next week we better get something different, because if not, sorry. This is the last Raw that Cena is advertised for before Mania. And it's probably because he's filming. I'm hoping that they're going to do some more building. Maybe he does something in his trailer or something like that.
See, with me, I thought Raw was very mediocre. It was better than SmackDown, though. But the John Cena promo, I thought it was a rinse and repeat of what we got last week on Raw. It was the same. It was the same thing where John Cena comes out here, he talks crap to the fans, and he says, "Oh, I turned the spotlight on you guys now."
Yep.
I just felt like it's the same promo that he delivered last week. And WWE needs to have Cody and Cena, get into like a little brawl here. But I feel like they're protecting the both of them. Until we get to that go home show for Mania.
I don't think they're protecting them, because if they were protecting them, then Cody wouldn't be doing all the house shows and the dark match spots. With Cena, they have to, because he's probably under contract with a studio where he can't get too physical. So they need his face to look pretty good. I think they're just trying to build Cena as a powerhouse vocal heel to get everybody to turn on him. With the action, I think we're going to get, just like you said, right before the go home show or on the go home show, because if we don't get anything before then it's going to be a null and void. But what they could do is they could do a bullshit of no contact clause in their contract, which is probably what they could do and might do.
I think that's
want
what
them
they're
to
going
do that. I don't want them to do that, because then Cody can't get his hands on John. John doesn't get any action, and he's only wrestling at the pay-per-views, and he's only getting any action at the pay-per-views. If anything, do a no contact go home show and give Cody an AA, or give Cena a crossroads right before you go in, right beforehand. So that way we get a little bit of action, we don't get a full brawl, and everybody is good and healthy for the match.
Yeah. What did you think of NXT this week? I didn't watch NXT.
I did not watch it.
Richard, he's in the chat. What's up, Rich? He says, love what they're doing with Cena, not changing anything and pissing people off. He said that Ric Flair will be at Mania, of course.
Yep.
And do you see The Rock showing up at the Go Home show on Raw for WrestleMania 41? Yes.
Yes, I see him showing up for the Go Home show and at the show, and maybe helping John win. I don't think you need to help John win. I really don't think you need to help him win.
No.
If anything, I think you just need to have him put a smashing on Cody right towards the end, and do a heel Cena move with the Super Cena, where everyone is booing him, and instead of with the cheers helping him turn to Super Cena, you have him be heel Cena with all the boos, just making him more angry and stronger.
Mm-hmm. I can picture that happening.
Yeah, that's how I would book it. Give him a good 40 minutes.
I would like to see what they did last year with Cody on that Monday Night Raw, where The Rock and Roman Reigns beat it down on Cody outside of his tour bus and bloodied him up. That's something I would like to see Cena do, but differently.
I think we already got that, though. We got that at the Chamber. With the Chamber, he already got him a little bit bloody. We will definitely get some blood in the match, and yeah. For me, that's where I want it to stay, because the Rock was a different story.
Yeah,
the Rock, yeah, but Raw, the opening segment was pretty darn good. For what
everything
it
else
is
after was
yeah, and the only thing that I would like to touch on is that that main event. That was really good, really solid match with Braun and Penta
and Braun Breaker.
Now we know where they're going. It's going to be a fatal 4-way with Finn, Dom, Braun, and Penta. And the thinking is that Penta wins it. I don't think you give it to him. I think you give it to Dirty Dom. You give Dom his first big win. You make a massive heel moment, but you build him as a potential main event player, because he has the moves. He has the crowd in the palm of his hands. He knows how to do it. Give him that and give him a good heel run and push Braun to the main event scene and put him in the draft and put him where he can have a main event with a Jey Uso. Or don't give him a John Cena yet, because he's not ready for a John Cena yet. He's ready for a Jey Uso.
Yeah.
But the rest of the show was fine. Now, I will say this. I like having my Monday nights free. that's really nice.
But, that's why I like these. This show was on at 4 p.m. Eastern here. This Monday, it's going to be on at 3 from London.
And I get my Mondays free.
Yeah, me too. It's so good to have our Monday nights free until next week.
Yep. Which, hey, we'll take the break. We will take the break, but it was nice while it lasted.
Yeah. As for the matches, we had Jey Uso and a mystery partner, of course. His mystery partner was his brother, Jimmy. Yep. It was so good to see the Usos reunite. I think
Everyone thought it was going to be Joe Hendry, which
a lot of people thought that. I'm like, that wouldn't make any sense.
if you do that, you do
The
that at
story.
Mania. You do that
Yeah.
at a Mania because he's going to be at their thing. But it was nice to see him.
hmm But the Usos end up getting the win, of course. The Usos are one of the best tag teams. We had also a El Grande Americano promo, which was AI generated, which looked
Yep.
awful. We had Raquel Rodriguez versus Lara Valkyria for the women's Intercontinental Championship. Obviously, we all knew that Lyra was going to retain. I mean, Raquel, she's one half of the women's tag team champions with Liv Morgan, and that's another thing that you mentioned. With probably giving Dom the title, so him and Liv are both champions together.
Yep.
But overall, it was a mediocre match. The Usos and A Town Down Under, I actually thought it was a good match there. We had the whole the contract sign-in for the Women's World Championship. Adam Pearce addressed the controversy because Rhea signed her name last week. He ended up saying that Rhea is not in the match, which, of course, she's going to be in the match. It's going to be a fatal four-way at Mania for the Women's World Championship. But Io is like the third wheel in this. It's more of Rhea and Bianca going at it. Every time that Io tries to get in it, she ends up getting shoved away. And I'm like, this is your Women's World Champion?
And that's why I thought it was a bad idea to give her that, because I said on our podcast she didn't need it. She doesn't fit here.
But everybody wanted her to have it.
I think you should have done that. Maybe she wins the Money in the Bank and you give her a 6-month reign from, say, SummerSlam to the Rumble, or maybe SummerSlam to a Mania, and then build a new star with maybe a Roxanne or a Cora Jade winning the title next year.
Mm-hmm. We also had Dragon Lee, taking on El Grande Americano, of course, which is Chad Gable. Early in the night, he kind of played it up and played sick and said, "Oh, I got a doctor's note. I can't compete against Dragon Lee." But this, I feel like this is like Vince McMahon booking 101 here. This was terrible.
Yeah, this is just a bad gimmick to try and get something over. It doesn't work, and I just don't care when he's on right now. Bring me back the real Gable, and then we'll talk.
I agree. And you also had Jimmy going up to Gunther. He wants to face Gunther next week on Raw, and Jimmy ended up laying him out with that slap, which was crazy. So it should be a good match for them next week. And it kind of progresses the Gunther and Jay storyline here, heading into WrestleMania. Of course, we had a CM Punk promo where he was only in there just talking about Rollins and also Reigns, which they're going to be facing. All three of them are going to be facing each other at WrestleMania. So, and then the main event was the Penta Braun Breaker Intercontinental Championship match, which we had Braun Breaker win by disqualification because Dominic ended up chop blocking Breaker. And this led to Balor end up having a steel chair in hand, and he ended up bashing Breaker in the back twice with the chair. So this is going to lead maybe to Breaker and Balor going at it. So, but overall, Raw was mediocre for me.
Yeah, it was a mediocre show, but I enjoyed it for what it was. The crowd does help with its feel. When you're watching it over here, a bad Raw can feel like a bad Raw. With a crowd like this, that makes up for everything. But
Love Girl 780 says, so what will The Rock do at WrestleMania 41 in the match with Cody versus Cena?
I think what he does is he distracts the referee, or
Yeah,
he
that's what Richard said.
pulls. Yep, he pulls the referee out and gives him a rock bottom, and then another ref comes down and yada yada yada. We've seen this before. I think this leads to Cena winning the championship. If not, his heel turn means nothing. Because if you turn him heel now to lead into that, then it means nothing. If Cody wins it, fine.
Then it'll be a waste of turn Cena.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, Fatal 4-Way Penta, Braun, Balor, and Dom. She kept saying, nope, I want Penta because it will make Tony Khan jealous. Yeah, I sense that. That makes sense there.
Yeah.
I think Dom should win because he's the biggest heel on Raw.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Joe Hendry will be going to WWE next year after his contract is up with TNA. Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. And he will be a mid-carder until we get to a main event scene. Now, this is a good question.
When do you see Becky Lynch come back?
I'm going to say the Monday after Mania is what I would personally do, because she's been all over the Netflix marketing since the beginning.
Yeah,
she hasn't been on, and if you didn't put her on the premiere, you do it after Mania, not at Mania. Not at Mania. Don't do the SummerSlam thing again. Give me a real return after Mania,
on the Monday Night Raw after Mania, because
that's
what fits. That's what they should do. Not have it at WrestleMania, because then that would be just a waste.
It would be a massive pop. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it would be a massive pop, but
still it just wouldn't fit.
Yeah. European fans are better than U.S. fans. Yeah. Because Ricky Starks is going to win the North American Championship next week against Shawn Spears.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to give him the title. Next, our next topic, John Cena to be honored during WrestleMania 41 weekend. And this is well-deserved for Cena. And I think that, there's going to be little tenets of his heel turn probably in this, to work a promo, to be being honored. But I think this is great for Cena to be honored. He's a legend, and without a doubt, he will be going into the Hall of Fame at some point.
Yeah, I think he'd do it at 43 or 44.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, they provided us an update on Cena being honored here.
Yep.
So it's coming from WrestleView.com. It says FIFA Select has provided an update regarding the reports from earlier on Tuesday that indicated John Cena would be receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award and on-location lunch event during WrestleMania 41 week. FIFA notes they can confirm fans will have the opportunity to attend the special lunch with Cena through the premium package from On Location, but that there are no official plans for Cena to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award at the event. The mix-up appears to have been as a result from the promotional material and details pertaining to On Location's hospitality offerings for WrestleMania 41 week. So fans will have lunch with Cena. So the event will be limited to 20 fans. Yeah, the event will be limited to 20 fans. The price of the lunch, which is listed as taking place at a 5-star restaurant on the Las Vegas Strip, will cost $25,000 per person. Wow.
So you got to sell your foot. So you got to sell your foot, your arm, and your right testicle to have lunch with Cena.
Can Noah be that one to get a lunch with Cena for free? Fly him out to Vegas, please.
If you want to pay for it, I'm not going to say no. I mean, if you want to pay for my flight, you want me to go out there to have lunch with Cena, I mean, I wouldn't say no. Give me a fucking steak and a baked potato, and hell yeah, man, give me a good 5-star experience, get to talk to my boy.
His childhood hero.
And my childhood, my favorite human on the face of this earth. I am not kidding you. This dude has meant the world to me since I've been 7 years old. So I would love it. I don't got the money. And even if I did, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
There's no way. And I know that a lot of people will. And that's awesome for them.
Yeah, but
I don't want to go into that.
It would be an honor to have lunch with Cena.
It would be an honor.
All AEW wrestlers will win championships in WWE. Yep.
Yep.
Dark Side of the Ring. I did not watch it last night, but I understand it's the Mick Foley Hell in a Cell stuff of what happened. I will watch it because I have it on my DVR, so I will get to it. Heard it's very good. Next, we're going to be talking about is the WWE ID Championship Tournament is going to take place during WrestleMania 41 weekend. Now, we have heard about WWE ID. This is, a upcoming tournament that's part of the independent development program. It's designed to provide a pathway for independent wrestlers to transition coming into the company.
Yep.
And the ID Championship will be defended across partner independent promotions, which I really like that. Take this title to, the indie promotions, have it be defended there, around the indies. And, I like it. I like how the way that, this is. I know that, they're going to be the tournament's going to be pretty good. And hopefully they have some good guys that could be in this tournament and hopefully, win the title.
What I think what they're going to do with the women is you give it to Smiley Kylie Ray to make the fans happy. You have her do it. She does a lot of indie shows, and eventually she'll be in NXT. And if she wants to continue, she's young enough. She could do a small run on the main roster, but she's getting up there. I don't know if she wants to really do that, but
yeah. It says the inaugural champion will be determined by the tournament right here. So it could be either a woman or a man that will win the tournament.
Yep.
Yeah, I would like to see like an indie show where this title is going to be defended. I think it's very interesting, and I think WWE did a good job in doing this and announcing a tournament where the title could just be in the indies and not on WWE television.
Yep. Exactly.
That'll make this good and less, of a mess, with the titles that we see on TV on the main roster.
Yep.
So, good idea. We got a announcement that Backlash is announced for St. Louis. And, with them going to St. Louis, you could tell that Randy Orton's going to be on this show, considering he's from St. Louis. I think this pay-per-view will be, all over for Randy Orton. Like they'll promote him for this show, considering it's in his hometown, and I know they have to give him a good match for Backlash here. Have the hometown guy go over.
I think you do this. What better way to have Cena and Orton go at it? In the
Richard said that. Look,
see, that's what I would do. I would book that because yes, the fans will hate Cena. They will boo him. Mm-hmm. We've never had this where Cena has been booed this heavily as a heel, and Orton's been cheered this much as a babyface at the same time in the past 20-something years. We haven't had that, and I think that's what you do here. And that's what this whole show is going to be on, is just these two. And I think that's the only way to go. If you go anyplace else, sure, they'll care. I just won't care.
Yeah. But there you go. Backlash 2025 announced for St. Louis. Like Noah and Rich said in the comments, I like to see Orton versus Cena at Backlash. Do it there.
Mm-hmm.
And have maybe the hometown hero in Randy Orton win the match, defeat Cena, or just do it the other way and have Cena get more heel heat on him, more of that mega heat for him.
Yep.
Now I like what they're doing with Cena here as a heel, because this would have never been done if Vince McMahon was still in charge.
No, not to this degree. Not to this degree. No way.
This is the first time Cena has been heel since like 2003, 2004.
Yep.
Which I like that. We got to see a heel Cena again. It's been way overdue.
Exactly.
And the next topic we're going to talk about is, and I'm not, if this is true, I am like, why? Nikki Bella says she will be going back to WWE for something. And this was reported on WrestleView. And when I saw this, I'm like, why? Let me get the article here. Let's see here. I actually found this off of Fightful.
Okay.
So this is what Fightful has to say about this. So Fightful ended up saying that, Nikki Bella will be going back to WWE to do something. I don't know when. I don't know the story, but it will happen. Nikki Bella knows that she'll be back in WWE. Fans were shocked to see her turn up in the Women's Royal Rumble match earlier this month, as the Hall of Famer entered the match at the coveted number 30 spot. She only lasted 3 minutes in the match before being dumped out by Nia Jax, who eliminated 9 different competitors in general. Nikki Bella still plans on doing more with WWE in the future. Speaking on the latest edition of her and Bree's show, Nikki spoke about her future return while giving her opinion on the new Mildred Burke biopic, Queen of the Ring, which I know, Noah, you saw.
Yep.
And you said that you told me that it was very good.
Yeah, it was very, very good. Little long, but very good.
I have yet to see it, but I will check it out. Nikki ended up saying, and I quote, "I know at one point I will be going back to WWE to do something. I don't know when, I don't know the story, but it's going to happen." Watching that movie, Queen of the Ring, it made me feel like what I did when I broke my neck. I had moments of, no, this isn't going to be career ended. I'm going to come back. The thing is that I come back differently, but she also had a massive knee injury. Seeing how she overcame, especially with the last match they showed in the movie, it just made me feel so many things of her age. Being a mom, the mental ability, and I was like, I can do this, and you can do it without anyone. It's mind over matter. Maybe you don't look like who the world champion is, or maybe you're not the age of this new person that everyone is looking at. That doesn't mean that what you can do and conquer and achieve is over. When it's the mind and you can push it in that way, you can conquer anything. You can become a world champion at this age if you want. You may have less muscles than this person, but you can still become a world champion at any age. You know what I mean? End quote. Fightful will update fans when more is known about Nikki and her eventual return to WWE. Me, I don't care. I really don't care if she comes back or not. It's time for the Bellas just to stay retired. I mean, like, nobody's asking for a Nikki Bella return.
I think what you do here, you can bring her back. Don't give her the title, but bring her back. Have her be a face, and just let her lead some of the younger women, and let her be a driving force. Other than that, I don't think we need her. I would like to see her back because I mean, why not? Getting to see them is nice. Brie back would be a nice plug. I don't think we need them. I don't know what the story will be. I don't know how you do it. But if anybody can do it, I think it's going to be Hunter. I think he will be the one who will push that and give Tyson Kidd the reins to the women's division like you do now, and let him just build it. And that's what they're doing, and he's doing very well with them. Give him this. I think he'll deliver. I think he will give us a nice story, but I don't have much on that one really.
Yeah, but whatever they do with Nikki, I'm like, if she comes on, I won't care. Hopefully, like if she does decide to do something, have her manage somebody. We don't need to see her in the ring. We only need to see her compete. But the best role for Nikki is to have just somebody. It's to just for her to manage somebody. That's how the way I see it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that's all I gotta say about that. And get into our final topic here. It was announced today. Saraya has announced her departure from AEW. And we all know where Saraya is possibly going to go. She's going to go back to WWE.
And she said she wanted to do a tag team with Rhea Ripley. I think that's a bad choice.
Yeah.
If that's what she wants to do, fine. I mean, if anybody is going to watch over her, it's going to be the WWE because they care about injuries. They know she has a bad neck.
And they shaped up, her career.
Yep. Now, I don't think her leaving there means anything because she really didn't do shit there. I mean, she didn't win a championship. Yeah. She didn't do anything there, but...
This article is coming from Wrestling Inc. Former Women's Champion Saraya has announced her departure from AEW. The news announced exclusively on Entertainment Weekly comes the day after the former WWE star known as Paige announced a brand new podcast venture, Rule Breakers with Saraya. Never knew that she started a podcast. Saraya ended up saying here to Entertainment Weekly, and I quote, "I'm here to tell you that me and AEW's relationship has come to an end. I had an amazing time there. There's no bad blood between us. I had such a magical time." Saraya's announcement comes after months away from AEW, and her last match on AEW television was in October of last year, where she lost to Will Nightingale alongside Nyla Rose and Jamie Hayter. Saraya had just shy of a dozen matches on AEW TV last year, spread out over episodes of Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision. Saraya expressed her appreciation for her time with AEW and its president, Tony Khan. She ended up saying, and I quote, "Thank you, AEW. Thank you to the AEW fans. I loved my fucking time there. Tony's fucking awesome. And anyone that goes to work there will just enjoy their time." No. It's just great. Yeah, you get over there and, look what's going on with AEW there.
12 matches in a year.
Yeah.
She's happy with that.
And the creative sucks there. Now, I remember when Saraya debuted at Grand Slam, and I was there for that moment, and it was absolutely amazing. It was one moment that I would never forget. because we all were thinking, oh, maybe Saraya will be here, or she would debut on some other edition of Dynamite. But she ended up debuting at a Grand Slam. I think it was in 2022. Yeah, which I was there, and yeah, it was just an amazing moment. And then Saraya then was a heel, and she basically was with the Outcasts, which had Ruby Soho in it, and I forgot who else was in it. See, AEW, they do stuff and you can't remember the stuff that they did because it's forgettable at points. But it was Saraya, Toni Storm, and Ruby Soho.
Toni Storm, that's right. That's right.
Before she was Timeless Toni Storm, which I think that is her best gimmick.
Yeah.
So far.
And taking that away from her just to bring it back a couple weeks later was awful, but
yeah. And he had Harley Cameron join the group in December of 2023, which I know there are fans of Harley Cameron. I know a lot of people love her. I'm not a fan of Harley Cameron. I think she's awful. And then in March of this year, Saraya's brother, Zach Knight, left the group because his contract expired with AEW. So Saraya's brother, Zach Knight, was a part of the group as well. Now that his contract expired, maybe will we see Saraya and Zach Knight both come into WWE? Maybe.
I don't know if they really want Zach in there because Zach's a little bit older now. He's not that great. He's fine. He's fine, but he's not a WWE talent.
Yeah.
Where Saraya, she can try and be like a natty and help the younger talent and become a producer. She'll still wrestle as long as she can, but she's never been one of my favorites. I don't have a real connection to her. With Saraya, I saw when she debuted, I'm like, okay, you're here. I automatically knew that she was going to be wasted, so I just didn't care. With her leaving, I think that's good for her as a career move. Because if you want to wrestle, you can do the indie scene. You can go back home.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that there's tons of things over there that she could do.
In the UK.
Do a wrestling school, make money that way, and lots of people would sign up, and she create them there. She could be a part of a season of LFG
if it comes back next year.
That'd be fine, but with her leaving, I saw that and I'm like, they lost another one. Yeah. If she comes back, great. If she doesn't, that's fine too. She's had a great career, and I think she should just solidify it with the way she left. Because coming back, there's no need for her to come back. There's no room on the roster. We have younger women now.
And it's a fully stacked roster.
And it's a stacked roster with NXT, with the main roster. All the NXT girls are outdoing a lot of the main talent girls. And
I agree.
I hate to say that, but
NXT has the best women's division.
Yeah, once they get them up there, once they get them to the main event, to the main roster scene, that's where it's going to be. But with Paige maybe coming back, fine. But I have nothing else to say on it.
Now, if like I said, if they bring Paige or Saraya and Zach Knight into WWE, if they give Zach Knight a chance, without a doubt, he is going to NXT.
Yeah, he's going to NXT. He's not going to main roster. No way.
He's not ready for the main roster. From what we saw in AEW, if he comes into WWE, he's gonna need some more time to train. And NXT, if they bring him in, NXT is the way to go for him. Let me see here. Cena won't lose until SummerSlam.
Yep.
We will be getting Nikki Bella and Paige and WWE together. Maybe AJ Lee.
Maybe.
Which I met AJ. I met AJ Lee at a wrestling convention I was at, which I will show some pics of who I met at the convention. And she ended up saying Brie Bella too. Rich says WWE don't need Paige.
Yeah, they don't.
Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks has been terrible. I agree. Every time she comes on AEW and she says the city, she's like, oh, like give an example. Ohio, say hello to your CEO. It's the same fucking shit with her. Swerve signed a new 5-year deal with AEW. Good for Swerve.
And then he's going to retire.
Yeah.
Which, hey, good for him. He's happy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Britt Baker might join WWE. Yes, I could see that.
I think that's the best fit.
Yeah.
I think that's the best fit for her.
I think she should probably go to NXT first.
Go to NXT for maybe about 6 months, but go to the main roster right afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah. AEW is a dumpster fire. It is.
And that's why I don't watch it.
That's why I haven't reviewed Dynamite in like weeks, because the creative sucks and the matches are so uninteresting.
Yeah, and saying the same thing week after week isn't fun. Yeah. It is not fun.
And look at, I'll show you this card here. This is what they got for tonight. Which I'm like, all right, this is another awful show here. Look at this. We got Omega versus Blake Christian. Who is Blake Christian? We got Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa teamed up to take on Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. Am I interested in that? No. I gotta say, Megan Bayne, she is one of the best spots in the women's division. I see this girl becoming the face of the women's division. This is a future AEW women's champion here.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that we see,
if she stays there.
Yeah,
if she stays there.
Yeah, the stuff that we see with Megan Bayne in there, she has potential. She has absolutely good potential to be future AEW women's champion. Probably like a long reign AEW women's champion. We got Swerve calling out Jon Moxley. Yeah, do I care? MJF ends up giving his answer to MVP. I guess MJF wants to join the Hurt Syndicate, maybe. We got Brody King versus Kyle Fletcher. Mark Briscoe versus Konosuke Takeshita. Uninterested. Powerhouse Hobbs versus Mark Davis. Do I care? No. Great FTR interview with Tony Schiavone. This is Dynamite tonight.
And that's why I quit watching it.
And we're on the road to AEW Dynasty. This does not feel we're on the road to AEW Dynasty. So
because they can't book.
Yeah. And this is why what Rich said here. AEW is a dumpster fire.
Mm-hmm.
Awful. Miro and Lana will go back to WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Miro and Lana are married again. That is why Lana will be in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Miro gets to keep his name. Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, but they'll want to bring back the Rusev Day
name. Yeah.
merch. Which, I mean, hey, if he's Miro, cool. Give him good merch. give him a good push because he got nothing in AEW. But
exactly, and he was wasted.
Yep. Yes, he was. Oof. God.
Yeah, and he hasn't been on TV, a whole lot after he had his last match. He's just sitting on the sidelines,
Mm-hmm.
just collecting the paycheck in catering. Mets baseball starts tomorrow. Yeah. Joe Gatto from Impractical Jokers is innocent. Okay. But
I don't know what that's implying, but we're just gonna stay away from that.
yeah. But yeah, I think it was almost 2 weeks ago now, if you count this upcoming Saturday. I went to the big event New York, which is a wrestling convention that they hold there, and I got to meet some people there
Mm-hmm.
that were in the business, that are well known. I thought that the convention was pretty good. It was held in a nice small like arena. It was almost like a racetrack in there. Guess for the college, it was at Suffolk County College in Long Island, and I got to meet Eric Bischoff right
Mm-hmm.
there, and he was awesome. I went up to him and I was like, "You were the best Monday Night Raw GM," and he was like, "I know I was." Very in that sarcastic kind of you know that sarcastic kind of way, like when he would play that sarcastic, heel, when he was general manager, like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah."
Yep.
But he was like, thank you for coming over, and meeting with me." I was like, "Oh, you're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your day." And can you, speaking of, since he created WCW, uh, can you believe that Dynamite is going to uh, go an episode and what was I gonna say? Like they're gonna uh, surpass Nitro.
Yeah.
And Tony Khan was gushing over that on Twitter, like, "Oh yeah, we're having this episode. We're gonna surpass Nitro."
Yeah. Enjoy your low ratings.
Yeah, enjoy the low ratings. Uh, NXT viewership for March 25th season increased as Stephanie Vaquer makes history. Yeah, Stephanie Vaquer, double champion. Good on Stephanie Vaquer. She's amazing in the ring, and I like that they're giving her all this praise.
Mm-hmm.
Good talent. The expectation is that Miro will return to the WWE before the end of the year, according to WrestleVotes. Good. Good on that. Also met, of course, AJ Lee.
Uh-huh.
I showed Noah this, and I waited an hour and a half for AJ. She had a long line. She was pretty much the main popular star there at the convention. Her line went from where she was at all the way to the entrance exit of the arena. That's how long her line was. So as we were standing on the line, we had to get a ticket. We had to show them that if we got an autograph or a photo op, to show them that, and they would give us a ticket. So they give us a ticket, we go back in line, and we wait, there, and she was amazing. She was so nice. She was a sweetheart. Told us she was the best Divas champion out of everyone on that woman's roster when she was there back in the day. And I said, I hope that she comes back to WWE. And she smiled at that. So who knows? We'll see. We might possibly see a return of AJ.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. And then I met Allie. She was the bunny in AEW. Very nice. Told her, I liked her in AEW, even though the creative for her was absolutely awful. They put her with the Butcher and the Blade. But I told her that she should do more of the new Oreo flavored testing on her channel because I thought those were very entertaining. I remember she had Danhausen on one of them. But she was awesome. And I got a photo op with Jim Ross. And unfortunately, as soon as I got to him, he left for the day. So I couldn't get my money back. So they offered me to get someone else that was there. So I end up meeting Shaw Guerrero, Eddie Guerrero's daughter. Very awesome, very nice. I told her that I really enjoyed when she was on that episode of Lucha Underground, and she was doing a promo against Famous B, and then she did the Three Amigos to him. I told her when she did the "Excuse me," she sounded just like her mom, and she told me it runs in the family. But I want to show this. So because of that, they end up signing. She ended up signing this for me, autograph, which I like. It has LWO Eddie there, Eddie before he passed, and her there. And so I saw that. I was like, yeah, I like this one better. So because it has her and her father on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she signed. I bought this, the Funko Pop of the LWO Eddie. She signed it there. So it was cool. Made up for me not getting a chance to get a photo op with Jim Ross. And also met Rikishi. I got him just before he was leaving. So did not pay anything for him. I saw him for free. I got him for free. But I would like to go back to this convention.
Yeah.
I had such a fun time. I met the Hulkster at a liquor store when he was promoting Real American Beer. What a wonderful experience. Which I heard Real American Beer is terrible. Ric Flair responds to John Cena's Raw promo about erasing him from history. They've been trying to get rid of the woo for 50 years. The woo isn't going anywhere, and neither is Ric Flair and the odds.
Yeah, exactly.
I paid $20 to talk to Bubba Ray Dudley, and he was a total dick to me, like completely awful. I've heard of that. I've heard Bubba Ray is a dick to some of the fans. They've been trying to get rid of, So, my three favorite wrestlers of all time: Stone Cold, Mankind, and Kurt Angle. Yeah, they're all on the monument of wrestling.
Oh yeah, they're all the way up there.
Yeah, Mount Everest. They're on the Mount Everest of wrestling. She happened to break open 4 cold ones. Seth Rollins says Becky Lynch wanted to start a family after 2020 segment with Stone Cold Steve Austin. She happened to break open 4 cold ones with Stone Cold at the end of Raw. That night she was. Yeah, I watched that.
Yep.
Yeah. It was cool. So that does it for episode 6 of the Bell Call podcast with me and Noah. I suggested to Noah before we went live that the next episodes we should review WrestleMania pay-per-views because WrestleMania is coming up, and I would like to watch some of the WrestleManias and prep you all in time for WrestleMania 31.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, starting off one of the WrestleMania reviews with the greatest WrestleMania of all time, probably the best WrestleMania of all time in the company's history, WrestleMania 17.
Yeah.
Then going into a year later with WrestleMania 18 with The Rock and Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's first time that year back in a WWE ring.
Yep.
Of course, WrestleMania 17, Rock and Austin in the main event. Austin turned heel, which nowadays he says he kind of regrets that. Maybe WrestleMania 21, considering that was the very first WrestleMania I ever watched.
And 24 was mine, my first ever one that I watched. So we'll
cover that as well.
We'll go through those at a later date, and we'll just keep going with them.
Yeah, until WrestleMania 31.
Yep.
Or even after WrestleMania 31.
Yep. But there you are, guys. There is the episode.
Hold on. You guys been to Mania before? Yes, I went to WrestleMania last year.
No,
and
I've
awesome.
never been to one. No.
WrestleMania 40 last year was my very first WrestleMania. Let me know and I'll join in. Yeah, we would like to have you, Rich. Yep. We'd like to have you for these old school shows. So, but yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. And no, we do these bi-weekly. So the next time we'll do it, hopefully, be in 2 weeks. We'll talk about WrestleMania 17. So until then, guys, we'll see you all for episode 7. So see you all.
See ya.